All right, hello. Let's move this over here. Let's see. Let's get this here. Interesting. Other? No. So it's interesting. So Stream Elements, it knows that we are online, but unfortunately, it cannot find. It is not finding stuff. Where is it? I thought we had it worked out, and it's kind of like, I can't find anything. It's like, oh, when you log in, it'll find your stuff. Guess what? I can't find stuff. It still can't. It's doing this, adding a channel. All right, I thought I had it figured out, but I guess I did not have it figured out. So looks like we will go 2 days without. I don't know if it just deleted the channels or what. It's like, I'm gonna have to find it again, guys. I had. It was linked, but maybe it is not linked now. All right, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to do the analysis and then we'll figure it out later again. I really thought I had it figured out, and it was like, oh, when you log in, I'll see all this. It's like, okay, great. That sounds wonderful. Add a Twitch channel. Channel's already claimed. Okay. So let's try something here. I'm gonna try something else here. Let's log in here. Let's do it through our Twitch channel. Let's see if this does it. No. Oh, what? Wait. Hold on. Oh, I think we got it. There we go. Woo! Monday success. All right, so it's back. All right, I was like, wait a second. I was like, we did all this. I got it through. I did this, and then it was showing everything. And then, of course, Monday morning, it's like, nope. All right, but it's working. So we're back. So I lied. We will have the giveaway for today. So it will be 50 pip chips. So that's fixed. All right. I see that everybody else is having a case of the Mondays here. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's see if this is working. It is working. Let's see. Whoops. 1 second. There we go. All right, just because Neuro was sleeping today. All right. We got the notification up. I think we're good. There we go. We got entrance in. Neuro was in with 2. Lovely. Neuro, you're sleeping on me, man. I looked over. I was like, wait a second. There was no, notification, right? But I got it. I got it for you today. I did it. Just giving you a hard time. No, I definitely appreciate it every time you post for me. It makes it easier. All right, so let's go. So we're seeing some dollar strength kind of go into the market. The message that Powell kind of gave out, and you'll see some messages here. The hawkish Powell speech delivers, bonds the highs. Where is it? The market has lost confidence that the U.S. Fed will pause rate hikes, says economist. And that's kind of what we were talking about last week, right? Just basically mentioning that, they're making comments about, we're going to take all the data points. We're not going to look at just one. And it's kind of like, what is the underlying message? What is it are they trying to actually say? And that's kind of what Fed meeting notes are. It's basically like it's like a translator. What exactly are they saying? So, right now when we're looking at the markets, you're seeing pretty much dollar strength across the board, especially versus the yen. Seeing a little weakness here, a little bit of weakness here, a little bit of strength over here as well. Seeing the rates move a little bit. We are seeing the dollar right now, again, drive down, but it was super, super high as of, early morning. And then the European market kind of sent it back down again. And now that the U.S. market is in, I would expect it to be a bit of a rally. And again, taking fibs low to high, you can see it literally just bounce off to 50. So is this the recipe for dollar strength to crank in with the U.S. market? I would say probably. I mean, this is where we are right now, this tends to be what we see, right? Monday mornings, it's beat up on the dollar because there is no U.S. market there yet. U.S. market wakes up and then it kind of reverses back again, right? It becomes, it's kind of the time for dollar strength to roll back in. So it looks like a typical Monday morning so far, especially with the comments we saw before. And, in reality, I don't think that they are going to. I don't think that they are going to necessarily stop. I think they're going to continue on their path. I think they had a plan that was kind of laid out, right, as far as what they were going to raise. And if, I said it last week, but, I'm going to reiterate it again. If you suddenly just stop raising interest rates or you hold now, it's like, listen, you've been telling us for a while that this is not a simple process, because if it was, they should have fixed it already, right? If this could have been solved by raising interest rates twice, why the heck are we at 40-year highs? So if they are able to solve it in literally, 2-3 raises, why did they allow this to happen? Get to the point where we are right now, if it was that easy to fix, right? So it's one of those things that they got to kind of just, not that they have to justify what they do, but at the same time, it's like, listen, you've lost all credibility if you could have fixed this in 2 interest rate hikes. You could have, instead of going 0.75, you could have done some slow raises last year when all this was starting to happen. And what's the problem here? What was the real reason why? Were you trying to cook the books for political reasons, or what were you doing? How did you let it get this bad, right? And if magically we can just suddenly solve it in 2 or 3 interest rate hikes, then it is what it is. And is it going to be like, oh, look, we put in the IRA Act and look at this, inflation's done now? It's like, no, that takes time to kick in. It's not like a 1 or 2 month process. Like some of the things you put in there, talked about over the next 5 years, 10 years, you don't claim victory after 2 months. That's not how it works. So it was definitely some interesting speeches this week, or last, over the 3 days of Jackson Hole. Again, I think it's going to be an interesting week this week. I mean, we definitely have some stuff going on with JOLTS. JOLTS is the big one, and that's kind of what they're looking. Non-farm change, and then again, we're rolling into September. So again, Friday will be the big non-farm payroll day. So, a lot of news out here this week. We'll see kind of where they roll with it. And again, hold that unemployment rate at 3.5 is what the prediction is right now. That may change throughout the week. But this is supposed to go back up to 4.6, and that's where they felt like the economy would be back under, what it should be, right? Under control, right? 3.5 is nowhere close to 4.6. It doesn't jump that quickly. So yeah, so there's a fair amount going on this week. As far as kind of overnight, there is a lot here. And again, you're seeing these, right? You're seeing news of this, and the markets haven't quite reacted to it yet. I talked about it last week. Right, but the Euro is going to hold emerging meetings of energy ministers, right, to discuss, surging energy prices. Okay, yes, they are surging, and what they're saying, and I mentioned this last week as well, it's August. We're not quite, we're starting to talk about winter storage and gas. That's now that we're rolling into September, it's like, holy crap, fall is here, right? I mean, Sean can vouch for that one, guys. If you don't believe me, ask what it's like July, beginning of August in Michigan, and then ask them what September, in October it looks like. They'll start getting snow flurries in a month. So, September is officially kind of like, people think back to school. It's fall, so there's going to be a lot of talk now about winter storage for natural gas, right? I mean, the Ukrainian war is still happening. It has not stopped, nor is it probably going to stop anytime soon. And the more stuff we send over there, Putin isn't going to suddenly be like, all right, you sent enough stuff. All right, I'll stop. That's not how Russians work. That's not how their brains are wired. I get it, but eventually, we're going to send enough over and it's still not going to end and people are going to really turn sour. They're really going to turn sour on the amount of money that's being spent and the amount of investment that could have been spent in the United States and done things over here. So, and meanwhile, our largest, I don't want to say foe, because that's the wrong word for it, but like our largest security threat, I don't know, is that a more politically correct way to say it? Our largest security threat is not Russia, it's China, okay? And meanwhile, China is benefiting from us, letting our infrastructure continue to get screwed up and everything else. And China is in with the Middle East, and they are in with basically all the producers of oil. Right. Besides the United States, they're pretty much in with everybody. Can buy stuff anywhere they want. So rare earth metals, they locked that one down too. So it's nice that we are, basically saying that, hey, listen, you're going to pay taxes, and, tax cuts and things like that aren't going to work if you, get minerals from overseas. There's all kinds of stuff. But this is a big deal. We haven't seen the markets doing it yet. We'll dive into it in the commodities. You'll see natural gas, and there's a huge pop up, and now they're pulling down because, like, all right, how do we come up with more supply? When the answer is we can't, we should see this roll back up again. But oil, again, you're going to meet? Okay, great. And then, again, what they're saying is, or, looking at this, you're like, there's a major problem. Right? There's a major problem out there, and that's what's sending oil. I mean, we're back up. Look at this. We're back up in the 95s. We were down here flirting around. Look at this. We were flirting around 86, right? And we're like, whoa, where is it, right? Why is it surging? Because a lot of these same problems out there, So, and then gold and silver kind of stuck, with silver being more on the downside. So, decent amount of stuff today. We do have Bernard speaking today. And again, this is, due to speak in a pre-recorded video. Right? So, talking about an early adopter workshop, whenever anything is pre-recorded, obviously in its name tells you that the data is already out there, right? Because if it's pre-recorded, somebody's edited it, somebody's talked about it, somebody's looked at it and commented and wrote another article that was pre-written just so when this one comes out that they can release their article. So, I mean, the data is probably already absorbed out there, but I do think for any of the crypto traders out there, and again, admittedly, I'm not really a crypto trader. I stay out of that arena. Do I wish when I first heard about Bitcoin, when it was still like, 25 cents a Bitcoin, do I wish at this point I would have dumped $500 into it? Probably. But how many other things have you heard that were super, super cheap that were going to go to the moon and be amazing? That would have been throwing $500 away. I know, net probably would have worked out if I done that, but I'm just not into Bitcoin. Never knew what it was, never understood it. Don't think it really necessarily has a place. I love its ideals and principles, but I just don't feel like it has, the big thing. But for the people that are trading it, right? And again, you don't have to trade everything. You could be just a crypto specialist if you really wanted to. I just feel that I don't need to. But with her talking, I do feel that it will be regulated. Put it this way, it's absolutely a way for the government to make money. They are going to figure out how to tax it. Put it this way, if they're figuring out how to tax pot, they're definitely going to go after cryptos. And they've already started to put some of the processes in to do it. But for that market to become legitimate, yeah. Well, guess what? She's the legitimacy right here, right? She is the person that, that's going to do it. So if you're in that arena and you like that arena, this is the person you want to talk to whenever you see her speak. That's a big deal for you. So again, you'd be focusing on that. Tomorrow morning, going into it, we have the German preliminary CPI data. Again, it's supposed to be way down, and there's a number of reasons. It is summer, but again, this is picking it this much lower, I think that is setting us up for disappointment if it is higher. And again, Germany's got their own problems right now. They're already kind of in a recession, so you're going to see CPI crank back again because they are in a recession. They've talked about it. Consumer confidence, also an important one, expected to be much higher, which is awesome. Jolts is the big one that I mentioned before, and again, that'll come out after tomorrow, after we're off, or right when in the middle we're on. This is a big deal because the Fed is looking at this, and when they talk about demand destruction, when they talk about demand destruction, they mean demand destruction in labor. So yeah, this is it right here. So we'll see whether there's the destruction. When you have 5 million people looking for jobs, but 10 million job openings, there's a lot of demand in there. So yeah, so watch that out. All right, so let's dive into charts. VIX, we start with the VIX just because being where we are with everything right now, I mean, so much of this is driven by kind of this market. Again, it's not a commodity. You can't go to the supermarket and buy some VIX. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, you can do VIX, Vapor Rub, but not, this is with X, right? Where it is poised right now, the markets were open when we survived the weekend. The world didn't end. So I would say at this point, we are in a situation where we see the prices, the number, where VIX is at, start to come more to the downside. Now, obviously, with the markets all in the red right now, the VIX will technically be higher, but this gap was associated with what we heard over the weekend. The market needs to absorb all that and be like, oh, the Fed's going to raise? Imagine that. Yeah, it's Monday, right? All the uncertainty is out. We're in the market now, and we survived, right? I would assume that this rolls back down again, and probably, depending on where we go with the day, I would assume that all the indices are probably going to start come up a little bit. Like I said, it really is going to depend on really what the feeling is, right? What the talking heads are talking about as far as interest rate rises go. I feel that the market, put it this way, if the market if today is just going to be a super negative day and we're going to see red really across all the indices, kind of like a little bit of a mini bloodbath. I mean, they're not down too much. It's like 0.5% right now. If we really have a red day today because, oh my God, the Fed's still going to raise interest rates, I feel like this is one of those ones that the market was wrong, or at least the general public in the market was wrong. I was in the opinion that, listen, they're going to continue rising. They're not going to just stop it on one. It would hurt their credibility way too much if all our problems were already solved. So I'm not surprised if they're going to keep to that. And I said it last week. So if the market is like, oh my God, this is bad, they're going to keep raising interest rates, then I felt like the market kind of had lost itself for a little bit if that's the case. So I do feel that things will kind of turn and flip today. Look at the Aussie dollar. So we had a big, we talked about this, the 50% on Friday, and you could just see, not only did it come down and bounce off, it went all the way back down again, and actually went a little bit lower. We talked about this, and this is always hard. I mean, this is late last night. This is like 11, 12 o'clock, and then we really started the European session here. Actually, the European session started right here, and then 5:30 was kind of this, I mean, Europeans, let's see, I'll mark it off. And again, this is going to be obnoxiously large. There's the European market, shot it straight down, and 5:30 is right there. All right, so right here, we started to kind of push back up again. So now we can actually, I guess we could extend this just a little bit. It doesn't matter too much. It's funny that it pulled right on our profit target there. We were looking for a pullback. We didn't get it. It just deteriorated on us really, really fast. That profit target, funny enough, look at this. Smash through and then touch. Right? Our lower level, again, we'd already been there before. It wasn't the freshest level. We knew that in the past. Let's drag this down. And again, there was actually an opening print right at 4 o'clock that we could have done. Let's pull that. Let's get some new fibs on this one now. Let's pull this. Let's pull this. That short is out. Let's pull this and this. Let's take this and see our most recent high to low. See, problem with this one is this is really a racetrack, and we're kind of retracing it right now. This is a hard one. I do feel that we will run into something, and I'm wondering, there's not really a zone there. And there's some wicks. They're going to make me do it. Look at that, right on the 50. Yeah, so I'd like to see what we do in this range here. Again, it is in the 50. There is a little bit of a hiccup. We had to drop down to a 15-minute to find it. Only because, again, it's easy to bash this up in like this is from the weekend, right? And this is, oh my God, pow, 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 pow. But we've already absorbed it all in at this point, right? So now it's kind of just anybody that's reading the news for the first time today, you're going to see it kind of roll back up again. So we are pushing back down again from that most recent high to low, or not the most recent, the overall big push high to low. We are running into the 23.6, so at least that's in somewhat close proximity, and there's some basing in there. In the more near-term high to low for fibs, you can see the 50% is there. And on a 15-minute chart, you can see an impulse, a basing correction, and then a push lower. So there is technically an area of sellers sitting in there. I would say that's approximately right around what? Hold on. So close. Let's just make it. There we go. 69.20. In that range. So I would say with it being almost 10 o'clock, if we are going to see any type of reversal today, which I do think, again, everybody's slamming in the weakness right now. As the U.S. trader comes online, we turn and roll. Question is, can we make it through this 23.6? And if so, there are going to be more near-term scalpers that are looking at this 50 level. So I think really anywhere in this area, again, if we can get a red, green, red on a lower time frame, I think there is a short here. And I think we take this back down to 68.40 probably by tomorrow morning. Because I do think with everything we're seeing this week, there is still a lot of dollar strength in there. That Jolts figure doesn't do much. The 3.5, absolutely every reason in the world, right? We're not causing any problems here. The unemployment situation is totally cool, right? I feel like we got some dollar strength coming back in, but being 10:30, I think we're at very, very close proximity to getting a roll back down. All right. Now, Aussie yen, also, and again, with the Aussie going here, we're looking for short opportunities. Aussie yen is also approaching a high level. We've marked this one off before. I mean, it's already been in one trade. So let's take this off. Let's take these out and pull those off. I guess we can pull this up. Yeah, up to there. You can see the 50. Well, I guess the old wouldn't have worked. Anyway, we're at an area right now where selling should be coming in. It's kind of junky up top. And we talked about the spike last week. If we adjusted off that spike, though, we're kind of sitting right there as well. 1, 2. I don't know that I would take this trade setup of this. I'll delete this one. We don't need this. We chopped through that enough, but we don't need it anymore. Problem with this zone is, yes, this is a selling zone, but at the same time, we've smashed through the zone a few times already. It's had its 4 hits. So I would say it does tell me that we are probably at a level where sellers in the Aussie are going to come in, at least with the Aussie dollar and Aussie yen there. So I like the Aussie dollar trade more for finding kind of that turnover point because of where the Aussie yen is at. So when it starts losing some strength here, that kind of leads us to turn and push back down again. And if we wanted to run kind of, talking about where, yeah, look at this. The old 23.6 is kind of where the 50% is. So kind of makes some sense where things are, right? So I'd look for the reversal, but I don't necessarily have it. I think 1030 is going to be the trigger on this one. When you see something pop at 1030, or when you start to see that official roll, that's where you're looking to get short this one. But I think take it in the Aussie dollar, not over in the Aussie yen. Euro dollar looks very, very similar. And again, here's the trade from last week. It is officially out. We got this parity number being big. You can 3 the 23.6. Again, we don't need it anymore. Actually, you know what? I do because we haven't gotten up to the 50 yet. So, but let me see something real quick. Let's do, fib from here down. Yeah, it bounced right off the 61.8. Look at that nice little pullback right off of parity and up. I would say the same thing with this one, looking for a reversal. Problem is I don't really have a great level to sell off of. Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It looks just like the Aussie dollar, right? Looks just like the Aussie dollar. Problem is there's not a great level here. And we've already, like I said, that's why I drew the fibs up here. We've already pushed it a little bit deep. It did just go up to 61.8. Not the cleanest push off of it. It did push down and we're rallying back up again. But I think kind of the same thinking on this one would be, again, we're getting close to 1030. We're about to see some dollar strength come into the market. Trying to say it looks like there's sellers coming right here, but they're not. It's not a great zone. It is not the highest quality. Yeah, I hate not being able to find a good risk level in that one, right? And again, this is Monday morning. What happens sometimes because we just don't have the levels from the prior day. Yeah, I would say look for a rollover on this one as well, too. I would definitely be more bearish this one. We need to find the top in it, but unfortunately, the top, we can't really see much until all the way up here again. And again, that was a confirmed level. We had this great setup on Friday, the short. But again, this is Monday morning. Unfortunately, we're getting over the news from Friday. And there's just nothing yesterday to kind of put new levels in. It's Monday morning. The levels haven't been established yet, unfortunately, for the new day. So I don't think it rallies all the way up. I mean, that'd be another 70 pips higher. We're going to run into levels where we should see reversals on that one. So this may be like a red, green, red type scenario if we see it. But I think 1030 is probably going to be where we put a top in, and then maybe at 12 o'clock entry on this one. But I would say look to take this one back short somewhere. Again, it could even be in there, pushing back into this range just below parity again, just on the other side of it. So, yeah, unfortunately, I hate that there's no line there. Euro pound, look at this. Euro continuing to drive higher. Now, we've broken through, and we didn't take this one off last week. We were going to, but we didn't. Let's pull that there. You can see the chop through that one. So let's pull these two off. All right. So made it through 85. I actually thought 85, and you can see we hit it and then based off of it and ran. I thought 85 was going to be a little bit more of a big area. Oh, good. We're out here. We can take this 78 off now. All right. So we know we have a level up top. Let's mark the new level. Whoops. We're going to put a level in right there. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, so we've got a little bit more to go in this one. What do we have below that? Yeah, there's a little hiccup there. Oh, it's a 15. We go to 30. It's still the same hiccup. There we go. All right, so we got potential reversals at 85.75, or actually 74 probably. Yeah. 85.74 is a zone that we have some. We got a potential selling opportunity in. Again, 2 pushes back to the downside is what I would say is where they are. The 86.12 is also another decent level of oops, I just moved it. A defined risk, right? Again, I love the tops like that one, and then we have one just a little bit higher that has a confirmation off of it. So very, very small risk on both. But again, this is one that's not really moving us for us. The ATR right now on a 30-minute is only 8 pips. Right, and that's like the high point, right? The low on this one on a 50-minute is 5. So you're talking about 7 pips per half hour is probably what is realistic. Unfortunately, it's just not a really big mover, so I think we still use this one as a gauge. So look for this one to pop just a little bit more, right? Go up another basically 30 pips, and then at that point, that's when we start to see European weakness and pound strength coming back in. I would still trade them in the euro dollar, pound dollar. I think are the two that make the most sense there. Euro yen. Euro yen, we just pushed through. Look at this. We based right below it. We pushed it, which is fine. And again, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're on 4 hits. So again, this is not a short at 4. We can remove this now probably. Yeah, we're going to remove it now because we have our 1, 2, 3. And then again, 4 is our get it off. Let's bring this up. Let's see if we have any new levels popping in. Nope, not so much. And look, hit, base, and then we use that same level again. Again, hit, top, and then took off. So also, again, it's a yellow, so there's no action based off of it. Now, the question is here. We are hitting the 61.8. 61.8 level. I'm not really using that one. Again, obviously a big zone right here, right? This 39, again, double zero bottom. It's going to be a popular level. I don't like this for a short, even though it is a legitimate level. You can see how much time it's spent there, and it's actually a very small level. 13 is not bad. I think we wait to go up a little bit higher on this one. Let's see. Problem is we've been there so many times at this point. Yeah, we're getting a pullback now, but I'd like to see this one go a little bit further. Like I said, we have a little bit more room to run in the euro pound. Euro dollar is a little bit harder because we don't really have a defined level of sellers up there, so it should move a little bit more. Wait for this one to go a little bit longer as well. And again, this is a Monday morning thing. As much as I don't want to use one right in the middle, I would say this is probably our next level in here, right? Depending on if we hit this one at a reversal or if we can get some news in there, probably where we're going to see a reversal at this point. How many pips is it? Let's see. 50 more. Maybe. It's not going to. We're not going to get 50 pips in 30 minutes, so it's definitely not going to be a standard reversal today. How many do we need here? 15. And that's 25. They all got a little bit more. Like I said, I didn't want to show you this on the 5, but yeah, it's got about 25 more pips before it runs into it here. We got about 15 here, and again on this one we had about 20, 30, 38. Did I say 38 before we ran all the way up there? What did I say? 50. Yeah, I think if anything, wait for that. Again, I think there'll be some selling of the 61.8. Fib traders will be like, oh, we hit the force. So again, expect that in there. But I like a roll much better up here, 139.25. Again, I'd much rather see the confirmed sellers than just a line in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, wait for this one to go a little bit more, and then again, obviously look for a turn and shift. Now euro pound, we're seeing kind of the pound strength come back in. A profit target was finally hit. Right, we hit this last night at about 7:30. right? We kind of opened off of it, pushed down lower, and again, we were looking for 1641. We made it to 1647, so missed that one by 5 on the entry. But again, in the middle of the night. I mean, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. European session, there was a trading opportunity if you guys would have used this overnight bottom. At 4 o'clock, it actually did drive back in, left a little bit earlier before their reversal time. But again, decent bottom. You could have taken that long trade if you wanted to. Not necessarily as interested. I was definitely not awake at 1 o'clock. And you can see now we've hit that same violated zone before, and we're bouncing off of it. So, target is hit. We're out of that one. I don't need these 2 hits there. Looking at this one in the overnight. Whoops, going from high to low. Yeah, there's some stuff over there, but I don't necessarily love the level. If anything, I would say, I think, again, we're getting close to 1030. I think there's a zone sitting right here that is confirmed. Again, strong push down at base, a nice push down. Kind of paused and said, wait, we need more. Went back and confirmed that level and pushed lower. It is about 18 pips away right now. 18 pips in 25 minutes, sure, it's a great little hit. I would say that's a potential push to the downside. And let's see, in the overnight, is that a level? Unfortunately, it's not quite up to the 50 on that one. Close. I bet you if you took just the wick, the body. Yeah, look at that. If you take the body, kind of the open close time frame, right? You can see that the 50. You see the 50. It puts on the distal side of the sell zone. So I would say that there's a potential trade right there. And again, this is also a 1030 reversal based trade. 1 of 3 is only right there. So not even a full push back down again. So, all right, pound yen. So pound yen, we talked about taking a little while to get down there. It just unfortunately did it instantaneously. So again, another one of the super fast ones. You can see right now it has that pre-level. We talked about short here. Again, very, very similar. It's funny. Aussie dollar, Aussie yen had the same type of setup. Pound dollar also pulling into a zone and also seeing it very, very higher on the curve on the pound yen. So 2 very, very similar base trades that are all kind of in the same area. I don't know. Of the 2 levels, like I said, this one was tagged and then broken through, and then you can see the confirmation that came off the 162.66, right? And again, that's actually one of the old violated levels. Again, we've used that from back here, right? Top, bottom, bottom, bottom. Again, peaked out both sides, was a top, came through, was a top here, a top again, a top again. Is it a great level for the next short? I'd say I'd look for it to turn and roll over, but right now I'd use the pound yen to set up that pound dollar trade. So got a little bit more room to run on this one. Like I said, 25 pips is not really a big deal. We can hit that actually in the next 20 minutes if need be. Again, this is also a yen play, so look for those 2. But again, of these so far, I like the Aussie dollar better than the Aussie yen. I like the euro dollar better than the euro yen, although it's got a little bit harder of a level. We have to drop down to a 5-minute. I don't like showing you guys 5-minute levels. And then pound dollar, also a better short trade, a better setup there versus the pound yen. But they all look exactly the same with all the yen pairs being quite high. Dollar CAD. So you may look at this one and say, oh, look at this. This is like massive dollar weakness, right? And again, here's that one from last week. Let's pull that off. Profit targets hit. Look, you can see it based in that level yet again. We'll leave it. We'll turn. We don't have anything to do with this one right now. Once this one hit here, you're like, yep, not going long, right? So it should have gone through. We still have the Harry Potter trade here that hasn't triggered yet. 1, 2. Actually, I'll just pull it. I don't need it. There's that binary. We'll leave that on. Let's see. Let's just pull overnight. Let's see if there's anything hidden in this one. Just the same 61.8, kind of a Harry Potter coming through. Again, what I mean by Harry Potter is we kind of exploded up into this level, pulled back a little bit, and drove through. It broke an old level that was confirmed, so we're looking at this in the reversal short in the other direction. We are pushing back down. Now, dollar CAD is getting a little bit of dollar weakness, but understand most of this right now is this. Most of this is the CL being up 3%, $2.81, back up to almost $96. That's why we're seeing this one move right now, because of the price of oil. So we're basically getting oil strength coming in, stimulating the CAD. But I do like this. I would like to see this base and continue to push lower. I do think this one may be a little bit slower. So again, if you know how to set alerts, set an alert in the middle of this area, right around 129.80, just so you can kind of come. I would really like this one to really kind of come down and start basing here, and then look for it to push through, pull back. You guys know the standard Harry Potter, the standard Harry Potter pattern, right, of what we're looking for. The momentum continuation based trade. Okay. Not much else to say about that one. Like I said, the oil is just taking over this one. I don't need this anymore here. Do I want to mark this top off? There's a bit of a confirmation there. Let's see. We'll just look at those two levels. Again, this one is being ground in, so I probably would not use that again. But as much as I hate the 78.6, I think there are probably going to be some people up there that help in that one. So that's kind of where we're bracketed right now, right? Again, there's our 9 overall downward target. So kind of where our setup is right now. I've been looking for a short in dollar CAD. Again, I want to see the base. I need to see the pullback on that one. I won't be surprised if it hits this level and bounces and actually takes off from it, because it hasn't really tested it before, and we know that these old will become new. And again, they supported themselves right there. So again, it may take 1 or 2 hits, but when we finally do break through and pull back, that's when we get short at 129.73. Dollar Swiss, again, we talked about 96.93. You can see that this one came up in late in the overnight, and again, European session was chopping through. Let's see, kind of reverse back down again. This one has an interesting setup in the fact that, hey, listen, we definitely have a defined level of basing right there. It was in the afternoon between 1 and 3. Again, this is probably more Jackson Hole type talk, but you can see that it's been confirmed now, right? Hit, hit, hit. When we look for the break, we're looking for, again, a short scenario here when we finally break through base and then pull back on it. It's rather small. It's like, what, 9 pips? 1 to 3, you can see only takes it about halfway through this push, so it's not even that big. Actually, that one's a little high on the top side. I think it's actually a little bit less than that. 8.7, so close, right? You can see, though, we got plenty of room to run back down again. We had drawn this profit target before, and look, you can see it just passed it on Friday. The same thinking that we have a level that's been pushed through many times. Again, base push, buyer stepped in, buyer stepped in. Again, buyers are going to fail here. This is hit number 3 already. So look for that short. We don't need that one anymore as well. But look for this one to come back down again until the dollar strength is back in. Dollar yen. So we finally rode through. We actually gapped higher. Unfortunately, this is one of those gap plays that you're looking for a pullback to the gap to continue moving. It didn't pull back. It literally just kind of drove in here, paused, and then just took off in the overnight. So we were really looking to take this one as a long. It's nice that we finally broke out of this range back and forth. It's like, but then at the same time, we missed the short on the top side. This one was one of those ones I had an alert on there. I missed it by 6 pips. So yeah. Again, looking for clean entries. We're out now on this. We're out on this one. Let's drag this and just kind of update where we are with fibs. Right now, the 50 is, it's funny, the 50 is actually bisecting through this. It's kind of funny how that works out. Don't need that right now. This is still going to be our target. Let's see where some big levels are. Actually, you know what? They may be getting some help here. Let's see. Getting some help. That's what's happening. Right. Honestly, I'd say there's probably a short set in this one too. Right in here. Everybody trying to get into 23.6. They got in. They're like, yes, whoops, nope, yes, nope, whoops. And again, it is a basing level, and you can see there's a nice push down to the 50. I don't know if this is going to have enough. And I'd like to see a confirmation entry on this one. Yeah, 1 to 3 is right there. Look, right at the 50. So that's not a bad little kind of intraday kind of taking advantage of fib traders, seeing that base in there. And again, it looks very, very similar being high as this one right here, as this one right here being high, and this one right here, right? Looks very, very similar to all of them. The only thing I don't like about any of these is literally these all are dollar weakness based trades. I mean, they're more yen strength trades. I haven't gotten any yet. The data determination behind the business cycle. Yeah, 5 quarters, 75-year history. Yep. We need some. We need like the statement, right? We need something. Look at this, up 106. But like besides that, nothing is really. I mean, you can see this one is reversing back. It's up 79, but now it's reversing back again, right? In the last 60 minutes, you're seeing it starting to pull back down. We need the statement, right? You know how we talked about the statement on Friday? I'm like, listen, Powell's going to drop something. We're going to hear the headline. Somebody's going to drop it, right? And then when we got it, everything moved exactly where we talked about, right? We need the statement, right? We need Monday's statement. I don't think Bernard is delivering it. Maybe she is the deliverer, but I highly doubt it. She's kind of, unfortunately, she was put up there to be the replacement, and unfortunately, I don't think she stands a chance at this point. I think she's so tarnished and so irrelevant at this point. Nobody cares what she says anymore. She's not even considered a major release anymore. So, yeah, it was a nice attempt, but yeah. So, yeah. Couple of shorts on this one. So I think we got a short in this one. Bitcoin, again, you're starting to see it move, and I would be surprised. You can see it's, close to 20. It's pushed back down. I would say be cautious if, if the price is able to push up to this level before Bernard speaks. Again, 2650, or I'm sorry, 2560. If you are a crypto trader based off just a target, just not even look hide this, a chart is a chart, I would say look to get short here. Again, Ethereum has kind of the same thing, this little kind of pullback and hiccup, kind of the same thing, right? Pulls just a little bit more and she's getting ready to talk. Look for this one to turn and roll. Doji has the same exact thing. It looks almost like the same chart, right? Again, they all look very, very similar with kind of a base and a retest of it. And they're all rallying right now in the morning. Whenever you rally pre-market, we know what that means. That means typically we're looking for a reversal. The market's trying to prepare itself to take advantage of newbie traders. So TLT obviously gapping down. Again, makes kind of sense with where we are. So let's look at oil. So oil is up. This is an area that we had talked about before. Remember on Friday we talked about this double 61.8, right? We had the two different draws on it, and it was the double. It was the double, right? We had the double 50, double 50, double 68.18. Look at this. Clink. Clank, and we're like, oh god, I like this level, come back up. We just touched it again, right? So I mean, we are up $2.86. Is that that's it? Go short? Not necessarily, but at the same time, it kind of is, right? We've seen nothing but straight up. I mean, there's 7:30. There's 11:30 last night. Let's see. Yeah, Europeans are coming in right here. So here's that old kind of area of interest, right? Chop, 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 bottom. Top, bottom, pop. It went off a legitimate level, but I wouldn't be surprised if we turn and roll right now back into that $93 mark. Again, create more supply. Again, this is not a fresh level. It's been touched, but any small technical traders, you're going to have, many people kind of step into this one at this point. It's a 61.8. It's a 61.8. Yeah, it is, And again, we broke through this old 100. It didn't quite make it to the 50 here. I'm going to leave that. Well, I guess I can adjust the draw now, right? There's the new high. I can adjust the draw. I still think targets to the downside. We made it on Friday to 91.07. I said 90.80 was really kind of where the target was, where we wanted. You can see it's pulled away a little bit. And, this is the same bottom. It's the same group of buyers, right, that came in there. So we'll readjust it. But I would say, right now, I'd be looking for some opportunity to figure out where to get short oil. We are in the double, right? The double 61.8 level. I do like the level just a little bit above it at 96.90, a little bit more. But wouldn't necessarily be surprised if this one turns and rolls right now with everything we're seeing. I mean, it's right at $96, so that's kind of like a big psychological level for it. I don't see no major news, and she's not going to really have much to do with oil. The preliminary CPI may move it tomorrow. But again, if there's some type of headlines from that emergency meeting, I would look for this to turn and roll. So I would say right now, more bearish oil. Again, whether it's in there or we turn somewhere up in there, I would say that we look for this to push back down. And I'd be targeting that 93.50-ish level. Actually, 93.50 is right there. Right, I'd be looking for 93.50-ish in oil. Unless we get a headline that is just, a rock solid bullish one, but you can't prepare for that. You don't know where those surprise comments are coming from, but yeah, looking to go away from 100, not this direction. So, but I will say, let's see, I don't think you guys answered this. Strategic oil reserve sale end. Let's see. Price impact, treasury releases. I believe. I think it's September. Yeah. The administration is announcing steps to repurchase the oil for the strategic oil reserve in future years, most likely 2023. Yeah. I love that. Where does it end? The end day. We're going to start hearing about that end day soon because it is coming up. It's the White House release. It's probably in there, but I don't have time to look at it. It's the fact sheet. The end day is approaching. When does it end? Notice of sale. Oh, end of October. Over 6 months, the historic release will continue until the end of October. So, okay, so we got about, hold on. 2020 deliveries from September 16th to October 21st. Yeah, so we're getting close. Right? So we're getting really, really close. We're going to start hearing about it more. I think that will help stimulate the price in crude a little bit more. Again, we'll see how it rolls. Natural gas. You're seeing natural gas go crazy at this point. I don't think there's a headline on it, but again, this is not this. It's this. This is what we're seeing. There's probably a headline that comes out that hasn't been updated yet. As I said, all we're doing is looking to get long. We did talk about this weekend, though. If this thing gapped up into this range up here, the 61.8, this 96, get short. As you can see, it did. It gapped actually into that zone, went a little bit higher, and then pulled all the way back down again. So, again, if you're using more of an option space, then again, on weekend trading, yes, you should be using options because there's just no volume out there in the futures market. You were fine on this one. It pushed all the way back down again, and actually it flirted almost, again, a little bit further down, right? A little bit further down. So, nothing's really changed on this one. I would say, again, I would still be very, very cautious trying to get short on anything right now. If anything, with what we're hearing, I would say that, we're looking for $9.99 is kind of what we're looking for again on this one, just because now we're having emergency meetings. Well, why have an emergency meeting? Well, we're not going to have enough, natural gas to heat everybody this year. I think, geopolitical events, I think that, again, it's more likely that we're going to see this continue to go higher. And that's just, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. I think it goes higher. I wish it was back down at $5. I wish we were having that conversation, but the reality is it's probably not. So, again, we did have a short. It was a quick weekend short, and then again, since that time, we've just taken off. And did it grab that one? Yeah, it grabbed that level from before that we had mentioned. Let's pull this off. Pull this off. Pull this off. Pull this off. Get those ready. All right, there we go. All right, gold. Let's talk about gold. Why is gold rallying? Right. Well, we had a Harry Potter trade that we talked about. We're looking for continuation. We're looking through the breakthrough. We talked about a profit target being down at 71.3170. And it did. It hit it, right? It hit it at 12 o'clock. And then we kind of continued. I mentioned that, again, all this talk about strong dollar. They're going big hawkish statements. They're going to crush inflation, started to push it back lower. And it did, right? It's officially down here now. But this morning now, we're seeing kind of the opposite in there. And we're seeing dollar weakness. And you may say, well, what the heck does that have to do with gold? Well, that's pretty simple, right? The reason why we're seeing gold weakness is because, gold strength right now is because of the dollar weakness, because they're feeling like the Fed is going to maybe pull back a little bit, right? Maybe they're going to hold back. Maybe they won't. I mean, he made really hawkish statements, but do we have any faith in what he's actually saying is true? And again, it all goes back to the dollar. Seeing the dollar deteriorate the way that it is will automatically send gold up, because the only thing that drives the dollar, and again, being overpriced at 109.50, all the way back down at 108.50, again, it's lost basically $1, right, already today. And again, drove down, bounced off the 50, and then started to pick up some steam. Can it get all the way back down to 106? Sure, it could, and that makes a lot more sense, right? We know that we're really, really high over here. So, what does that do with gold? Well, weak dollar gives gold the ability to, again, means that inflation has the ability to grow more, okay? So let's take this level off now. It never got the pullback. It did go down and tag our targets, so we can actually adjust some of these. That was a 61.8. I don't need that anymore. We'll hold that. That is good still. Your 50 is there. Is there a zone there? It's kind of going off that level, but I don't need that one. We're not going to use that one. We'll just bring this across. All right, I'm going to put one there. I'm going to draw one here. Again, I like this as test, 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 and then launch. Again, old zone that we're looking to short through. Doesn't matter right now. Whoops. Let's pull that. I don't need that. Let's draw some fibs up top. Yeah, so that's what it's having. It's having some problems right now. We'll just put that there for people, just to kind of see it. Unfortunately, there's not really a zone here for us to short off of. There's a little hiccup. I can't say there's not, because there is, but I don't want to go too crazy with it. Look, the basing, pop, descending wicks on that one. There is a zone right here. Okay. Problem with this one is the same thing we have in all the other pairs right now. We're waiting for the headline about the dollar. We haven't gotten it yet, right? We haven't gotten it yet. We got a little bit, and we're seeing this push down. We're waiting for the U.S. trader and for lack of a better word, the king dollar standpoint. We're looking for dollar strength to roll back in again, right? This is the same thing. Now, we are running into technical levels pretty much on every pair. Everything is running into levels where it's like, hey, we're getting ready. Like, hey, we're there, guys. We're there. Somebody talk. And again, it is 10:30. We are looking for reversals. Wouldn't necessarily be surprised. I mean, here's the European market, right? There's where the European market started. So what have the Europeans done with gold? Nothing but straight up. Now it's time to get their profit targets. And again, could they have rolled off that small level? Yeah, they could have, right? Unfortunately, the fib trader's like, wait, no, go back up. Go back up. You missed the trade. Question is, do we roll? And is this what this trade looks like, right? Again, I still would like to see a headline. There's 1 to 3. Look at that. That's a decent pullback. That's exactly where it should pull back to. I kind of want a headline, right? It's like, give me a headline, right? We don't have one yet. Right? I don't know if Bernard can give it to us, but if anything, I mean, now is when we'll see reversals. Like I said, entire and oh, by the way, you know what? I might as well ask you guys on the stream. Whoops, no, not that. Hold on. Whoops. It always helps when I type the right thing in. I'm like, why is it not there? So, just so you guys can see. Again, I'm sharing with you guys. You guys can see that there it is, right? Can I make it big so you guys can see it? Yep. There you go. So it is up. It's in draft stage until it gets published, obviously. I might as well ask you guys now, because this is a good thing, because we're talking about 10:30 and reversals, right? With the 10:30 time and with this reversal come in right now, I'm trying to add, what's it called? I'm trying to add kind of like the case study pages. Would you rather want like full descriptions of it? And here's the thing, I'm trying to like make it efficient time wise. Do you want like a detailed chart with descriptions of what happened at the time? Like, why did the price move? Where did it start? Like kind of like the full breakdown of it? Or is it more just seeing the charts with the zones? Do you think that that's enough for you guys? Obviously, if there's a full breakdown of each one, it takes a lot more time to put those slides together. And obviously, the talking points for them. Do you want them to be like small videos with talking points? Like, that's what I mean by like the breakdowns. Like, do you want a recorded video of the breakdown explaining what happened at the time, why this was turning? Or, do you just would rather have... Again, if I'm just doing the screenshots with the zones, kind of showing it, like what the setups look like, I obviously can do a lot more of those. Which ones do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the video kind of discussion breakdown of it where there's maybe 5 of them? Or do you prefer whether there's like 20 examples of, here's the reversal, this is where the level came from. Here's the reversal, here's where, why it happened. Just like very quick where it's like bam, 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 bam. So let me know what you guys prefer on that one. It's not live. So that's what this means, draft, right? You can see that these are all published. It goes to the next, that's the next stage. But it's only when it's done. Seeing chart is good enough for me. Just seeing the action. Okay, Debbie. Like I said, I figured I would ask you guys. I was thinking about, I should post it, but I might as well just ask you guys on stream. Okay. I'll just do examples then. Examples is easier then, because Debbie asked for it. All right, so there's gold, and like I said, I think with the dollar kind of strength coming back in, it makes sense that, again, we're seeing the action that we are. Silver also pulling back to some levels. Here was that silver trade from Friday. You can see that it did close. It closed all the way down here, right? So it closed well beyond what the strike price was. Super tiny risk, right? Super tiny risk on that one. Not much else to be said about it. A little tiny risk, right? Right now it is pulling back, so let's throw some fibs on this one. It looks very similar to gold, where it had kind of a pullback. This one, obviously, there are sellers sitting right there, and again, it is before the 50, so people are looking at this, be like, wait, I'm not triggered yet. You can't leave. You can't go back, and I won't be necessarily surprised if it does. We can pull all these off right now. All those are done. Let's pull that off. Oh, you know what? Let's pull that back on. Let's just see for bigger time. Yeah, look at that. If you take this high to low, larger time frame high to low, the 61.8 is now touching the kind of near term high to low, right? Do you see how the 61.8 and the 23 are literally right on top of each other? Unfortunately, there's a garbage zone there, but there is a zone sitting there nonetheless. So I would say that 1905 is one, and again, we're sitting in one right now. Yeah. We're sitting in one right now. So gold and silver both look the same. Like they're both going to look turn and roll back to the downside. And they both in the last 15 minutes have really, at 10:15, they missed it by 15 minutes. They look like they're both going to turn and flip back to the downside. So silver is kind of in the in the same same setup, right? Kind of the same setup from there to there, right? So. All right, let's look. Let's see. Twitter. Let's go to 30 minutes. It's at a level right now, so I'd say it's in the middle of a range. Quite choppy though. Apple, wow. Apple looks like has the ability to go higher. Tesla filled that gap and it's looking to push. It's trying. I mean, it's made 2 attempts. Did that touch? No. Interesting how set up on that one. All right, so let's go back into. Let's drop down to 15s and do the opening print. So. As you can see, we had a gap over the weekend. The 930 print was right here. So in trying to get this one, this is one of those ones that's kind of questionable. Like there is where kind of the open started from, right? And you may say, okay, did I get in? Unfortunately, this one left a little bit early. There obviously was a basing. This is just one of those things of a case of the Mondays. You could have drawn this, and here, I'll just explain it real fast. That orange line, you could have said, yep, there's the most near-term base. I'm looking to get in there. In reality, the base is really where all the testing came in. Here, and here is off this lower level. You didn't quite grab the entry on it, unfortunately. So, could you say, could you look at this and be like, hey, I got in? Not really. I'd love to say yes, guys. You absolutely did. But the reality is, no, you didn't. You would have been looking at this lower level. Yeah, this is a level right here. Again, there was a bounce off this one at 9, and then it kind of pushed forward. So, yeah, if you were super aggressive, you could have got into this one. But also the problem with this one is, you had a gap here, and there's going to be some selling coming in. And you can see it's hit it and pulled back, hit it and pulled back, hit and pulled back. It really doesn't want to go any higher than it. It really does turn and want to roll to the downside. So it's kind of a hard one because you really need to respect where the market closed right here to here, as well as we had this as being a big level last week, right? The 2055, and you can see, look at this, hit it, dropped. I mean, here I'll use my fancy dancy little hit it, pulled back, hit it, pulled back, hit it, pulled back, hit it, pulled back, hit it, pulled back. Are there sellers there? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And now we're kind of almost back. It's kind of going back down to where we opened, right? So this is the price of where we are versus the close. Here's really where we opened, right? There's the 930 candle. Where is it? Trend line. 930. That's where we opened for today. So we're kind of up for the day, but down from where we closed. So Yeah, I mean, is there any major market movement? Not really. So, I mean, everything looks super in the red, but we're technically up from where we opened. This is just all overnight drama. So, yeah, yeah. So, not really the opening print setup that you're looking for. Again, I don't think you would have hit your 1 to 3 on that one. And again, it really needed to be down here, not this one. But it is a level of basing. So, again, if you were going to be on the super aggressive side, yeah, you absolutely could have taken that one off the open. And it was okay. I mean, I don't think. I mean, had you done it off this level, what were you able to grab on it? 1 to 2.7. Actually, I guess 1 to 3 would have been there. So you would have made your 1 to 3, right? You would have made your 1 to 3, but again, you didn't have a clear path to it. It wasn't a clear path. You can see how quickly it ended up tagging off of it. So right there. You got out at 9:55, so a 25-minute trade. So, but yeah, you absolutely could have. NQ. NQ looked very similar. We did have an area in the overnight. Again, you're looking at basing right down here, and you can see that we had a touch. And then 9:30 is over here. So, again, was there more of a short-term one? Yeah, there was. You could have said, hey, listen, no, here's where the base is, Brian. Look, there's the touch. Here, I'll change this one yellow so you guys can see it. There's the touch. Look, there's more touches. There's more touches. There's more touches. And again, here's the 9:30 candle. So it kind of took off already by the 7:30. And again, the same problem. You look at this and you say, well, wait a second, there's a gap right there. Yeah, there is. And that's why you need to be cautious with it. And it did. It peaked its head above and peaked its head above. And now you're seeing it's rolling back down again. So kind of the same thinking. On this one, though, even if you were super aggressive, you didn't get an entry on it. So again, no harm, no foul, no entry, no risk. It is what it is. Again, Monday mornings with no news, no major headlines. Again, it is the first day of school for most people. I know the local school. Well, it was Jin's first day back today, so I've been kind of scrambling this morning. And then for all the public school systems, it was the first day back. It's not lost on a lot of people that today is the first day back. So not necessarily surprised that we're literally kind of pulling back. And yeah, versus the gap, it looks like it's a horrible day. But where we opened, here's the 9:30 candle. We're exactly where we open right now. So. I love this. It's always misleading. It's like, oh, but compared to yesterday, but it was the weekend. Like, come on. We reset here. This is where the market opened on Sunday night. We're technically green from where we opened on Sunday night. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they should do it off the Sunday night opening price, not the price on Friday. It's like, whatever. YM, you think there's an entry in here? No. No. Kind of the same thing. You could bracket this one off and say, well, wait a second, look at this, your 930's right there. Yeah, I mean, I guess if any of them hit, it would be this one, because you can say, listen, yeah, here's the low. I mean, I guess technically there's your established low, right? There's your red candle. I mean, I'm on the 15-minute, and look, confirmation. You may or may not have gotten in there. Had you used it off the green body, and again, saying, well, there was the first base, and look, touch, there's more touches in your touch. There's another confirmation. Then yeah, did you get your 1 to 3? Let's see. Did you get your 1 to 3? 1 to 3 is right there. Yeah, this one you actually made it. So, of all three, this is the only one that you actually had an argument that you could have said, yes, I'm getting entered, and you can see this one hit. So, yes, if he got super aggressive and took it off this one, not the bottom, yes, you got in and you got out. I'm going to say that one's a roll of the dice 50-50 shot. NQ, definitely no entry. No entry on NQ. YM, yes, it did hit the low section like we talked about. It did have, room to go up until about this level. It did hit, right? This one got out at 9:45 as well. So technically this is an in. This is a trigger. And again, there's no argument on this one. It would have went in and went to full profit target. Russell on the 15-minute, also kind of the same scenario, right? Here's your level. We didn't quite hit it. Had you grab this level, right? And again, this was a little riskier because this was a little bit lower here. Could you have got into this one? Yeah, you could have. There could have been an argument for it, but I still think many of you would have taken the lower level. And, had you taken this one, and again, this is because there's lack of no news this morning, right? There's what your 1 to 3 looks like. So it went to its full profit target. Yeah, look at that, dead on. It went to its full profit target. The only one that I think really would have triggered had you taken any of these this morning would have been NQ. I'm sorry, not NQ, YM. That's the only one that was legitimate, but God, it was basing so much. It was such a small risk. It went to 1 to 3, but did it really get the movement that you wanted? Not as great. And then Russell, obviously, too. Again, you needed to take the aggressive entry, not the low entry to be able to get into these. So kind of hard, right? And again, Monday morning, first day of school back, officially fall, right? So that's how it rolls. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. Right. All right. So we only got 6 of you in today, so not a packed day. And again, maybe because Ernest is here. Well, I guess Ernest, you dealt with school stuff last week, right? Your kids are back. No, your kids. Yeah, kids were back last week, the week before. No Sean today. Sean's probably in tears, right? Sean's like, it's no longer summer. It is now officially fall, right? And it's not. Just when you live in upstate Michigan, guys, understand that their seasons are, they have spring and winter is what they have. Spring and winter. Global warming and climate change does not include Michigan. All right, so let's shut it down. So today is for 50 because obviously we didn't have a drawing last week, or the end of last week. So let's see who takes it. Starting off the new fall. I don't want to say fall, but whatever. It's technically still summer, right? Anyway, first winner of the fall sessions, whatever you want to call them. Marina, look at that. Marina wins it with 1. Look at that, Marina. You're starting off the new season, right? I feel like this is, starting the new season off. Leaderboards. Let's go ahead and give her 25. There you go. All right. Cool. All right. So just a reminder too. Okay. So tomorrow, the German preliminary CPI data, extremely important, right? 10 o'clock, consumer confidence, and then we have JOLTS. Earlier, I told you guys that I would probably not be on tomorrow. I believe that I will still not be on tomorrow. There's a slight chance that I will be, depending on how it goes with the kid. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But remember, tomorrow is my birthday, right? So I'll figure it out. I'll probably play it by ear. But just assume that I'm not going to be. But if I am going to get on the broadcast tomorrow morning, I will post it in Discord, and I will put an alert out that says that I will be online. All right? But right now, most likely taking it off. I doubt I'll be able to sleep in with the kids. It's just kind of like, this is what happens. Eventually, the birthdays are not a big deal, but it's still my birthday. And I told Melissa this week, it was kind of funny. I was like, I used to claim a birthday week. It's my birthday week. I can't even get a birthday day anymore. Right? You have too many kids. It's oh. So, Muhammad, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. As I said, it's just another day, really, for me. I try to claim everything I can for it. But just in case I'm not on tomorrow, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming back every day. It's awesome to have you guys in here. I will probably work some tomorrow because, like I said, I want to get that course done. And again, if you guys have any other opinions or Debbie, you change your mind, please get in there in Discord. Like I said, I'm willing to put the examples up, but I can't put, I can't put 97 examples out there. It literally happens pretty much every day on every pair. So it's kind of one of those things where it's yeah, I want to get some good examples, but I didn't know if you guys preferred me to do the walkthrough or just kind of examples. So, but it seems like examples is what what you need. So, all right, with that said, I'm out of here. Maybe I'll catch you guys tomorrow. But again, keep an eye on Discord, and I'll let you guys know if I'm live. If not, make sure you do a like and a follow on the channels, and it will also notify you if I go live tomorrow morning. If I do, it will be at 9:30. Right? Without a doubt. So just check in at 9:30. Catch you guys then. Thank you so much. Alonzo, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or maybe. If not, on Wednesday, definitely. So take care.